Okay, so this is my third testimony, and just wondering how you're doing being isolated. For me, it's like some days I'm good, and at other times I feel like it's driving me crazy. And I find it rather funny. Why? Because as long as there's an order, and it's like just normal human behavior, as long as there's an order, then you feel the need or the urge to do something else, okay? So otherwise, I guess I'd be fine being home, because I'm not like somebody who has to be on the road every day. I mean, there are some people who really like to be out, but I'm not that kind of person. But for some reason, the mere fact that there's this order that we must stay in, then comes with the order, the urge to do otherwise. So yes, sometimes it's like driving me crazy. So this morning I thought to myself, I said, well, the Lord know what he was doing when he told me to do this in this season, because otherwise just being isolated and, to myself or in the house would otherwise kind of like really drive me crazy. And well, today I want to share a brief testimony, and it's about the provision of God. Now, I know this is a difficult time for a lot of people, everybody, in my opinion. But for some people, the issue is really provision, because there are some people who before this, they were not working. There are some people who are losing their jobs because of this. And there are some people who are stocking up a lot. But then there are some people who really want to be stocked up, but they really cannot afford it. And my heart really goes out to the people in that position that really want to be stocked up on food, toiletries, supplements, vitamins, stuff that they can take to improve their immune system, but they are not in a position to afford it. And I pray for those people. Today I really pray for those people that God will, in his wisdom and in his mercy and in his love, that he will keep them, because God is still able to keep. It doesn't matter what you see happening. And a part of my aim is really to help to keep those people around me and those I'm close to calm in this season. Sometimes it's hard to be calm. You know what I do? Sometimes I have to just shut it all out. I was saying to mommy this morning that when I turn off the television, turn off the news, whether from my phone or the television, I am fine, I am comfortable, I'm at peace, I'm enjoying life. And then you turn the TV on, you watch the news, or you turn on your phones, and then you realize the world is on fire. But I want to say to you, to give yourself some peace, you have to pull away from the news. It's very heavy, and every time you look at it, somebody is dying, the numbers are growing, it's expanding its reach, it's reaching more countries, it's killing more people, it's doing more damage, and the list goes on. And then you have people who will not die from the corona, but they'll die from anxiety attack. So you want to protect yourself from all of that. Find peace in the Word of God and comfort. And this is really a good time to be at home, to be spending with your children, with your spouse, get to know each other in your homes. I hope you have some board games so you can be playing games, you can be praying together, you can be cooking a meal together. There are so many activities you can do at home as a family to conquer all the feeling of fear and of anxiety. My hope is that from doing these videos, I can give somebody hope that it's going to be okay. As long as you do what is right, as long as you work to build your immune system, and if you feel in the slightest way that something has changed about your body, increase your intake of, your vitamin C's or the vitamins that you're on. And I constantly say you need 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C, 50 milligrams of zinc, and 10,000 IU of vitamin D3. You'll be fine. Just stay on that. If you feel something is coming, increase your dosage, double it, kick it away, and flush your system with a lot of water. Drink your hot teas throughout the day. Cerci tea, mint tea. There are so many different types of mint. Ginger, garlic tea. Make lots of soup. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. Fear destroys your immune system. It's going to lower your immune system, so you don't want to be fearful, and you don't want to be exhausted, whether mentally or physically. So take time to rest. Go to bed at night at a good, reasonable time, so you get your 8 hours sleep in. And I mean, if you can ever go outside to exercise, walk around in your house, your kitchen, your patio, or something. But there are so many things you can do to distract yourself. I have a whole lot of herbal books I wasn't even reading. I bought them for school, and I wasn't even going through all of them. And I decided, you know what, this might be a good time to go back through them, refresh my memory, as well as to learn something new. So keep calm, pull yourself away from the news sometime. Stop listening to what man is saying, listen to what God is saying. Keep inside as long as you're isolating yourself. But for those who do have to go out, as soon as you get back in, you shower, you wash your clothes, just make sure you're taking good care of your surrounding, and you should be fine. Don't get carried away in the hysteria and all the craziness. For those, as I said, my aim today is to really talk about the provision of God. And for those who do not have it in this season, to stock up the house with 5 bags of rice, 5 bags of flour, 5 bags of sugar, for 1 year supply of food, for 3 months, for even 2 weeks. Some people don't even have the money to stock up for 2 weeks supply of food. My God, and that is sad. But I want to say to you, I remember years ago I was full-time in ministry, and the Lord called me to ministry when I was about 20 years old, so I was full-time. When I started having children, I remember my first daughter, Deborah. She was very brilliant, and from early we realized, I mean like months old, she was like really, really fast. And when we, I remember the first time I took her to school, because she started at 2, and I was telling the teacher, she asked why we wanted to take her to school so young. I said she was very brilliant. She knew her ABC, she was potty trained, and told her, the things we noticed. And she was like, kind of like, well, every parent thinks their child is bright, kind of thing. But then anyway, when she started, she was doing extremely well. That they called us and said to us, yes, she really, really is way ahead of her years. And I remember because of that, we saw the potential in the kids, and I wanted to get them a real good education. We didn't have the money because I was full-time in ministry. My husband was in the fire service. And it was something that we were really praying about, because I started feeling guilt, and I was like, Lord, I don't want, because of me doing ministry full-time, which I was obeying the word that God had given to me, but I didn't want, because of that, I was depriving my children of the kind of education we would have otherwise been able to afford them if I had a job. So it was something that we were praying about, and it's something I was carrying a bit of. It was now time for her to move on to what we call primary school in Jamaica. And I said to my husband one morning, after prayer, let us go try this prep school. Let's talk with them, see if we can get a discount for the kids, because by this time it was now, no, we were thinking of the first one, yeah. Let's go see if we can get a discount to get her into, the primary school. And we went, but we took both of the kids, because that time it was Deborah and Gabriel. And we took both of them with us to see the principal. And we spoke with her, told her we wanted to get Deborah in, and we were looking for a discount. Explained. I keep chipping out because of the connection, poor wireless connection, it keeps saying. However, hopefully I get through this testimony. So I went and I, explained to her I was full-time in the ministry, the work I was doing in the community, told her, Deborah was brilliant, and we really I didn't want to deprive her of a good education, and we were wondering if they would give us a discount for her to go to school. And lo and behold, she did the testing, she interviewed them, she had Deborah read, and she was amazed at how well she read at that age, and how well she conducted herself in the interview. So she said to us after she tested the kids, she came back, she said, could you give me a minute? I have to go talk to, some persons and come back. So we were like, okay, hope we get the discount. So we were really tense in the room while we were waiting on the response. And when she came back, what she said blew our minds. She said, because of the work I'm doing is considered missionary work, they will give the kids full scholarship to attend the preparatory school. let me tell you, that's a private school and very expensive. It's not anything we would be able to afford. But that is the goodness of God, that is the mercy of God, that is the love of God, and that is the provision of God. I want to say to somebody today, you might not see your way, you might not know how it's going to work out, you don't know how things are going to turn. Yes, the world is in a crisis, you're about to lose your job. The world is in a crisis, you already never had a job. And right now you might not have any money or sufficient food in your home. My prayer today is that God will make a way, because He is still the way maker. I don't care what is happening. And one of the things I've used to comfort my heart in this crisis is that it was in a crisis that Joseph rose to prominence. Maybe at that point he would feel like, oh my God, all these dreams will not come to pass again, because everything is going contrary to the word that God gave me. But it was at a point of national famine that Jacob rose to prominence. God can still do it for you. He is the same God yesterday, today, and forever. Maybe this is the time that you will be forced to think out of the box, and then you will come out of this with your own business. You will come out of this as a successful entrepreneur. You never know what God is doing. And as I said in the video yesterday, let us not curse the time and season, but let us look to God and see exactly what He is doing for us in the now, and to see exactly what He is saying to us in the now, because He is indeed still our God. God bless you. Do have a wonderful day. Remember, this is where we share testimonies. If you have a testimony that you think the world needs to hear, please submit your testimony. We will continue to share them for the world to know that what the world needs now is Jesus. God bless you.